I'm at home by myself.
Oh, smart man.
No, I mean, and no, there's nobody else at my condo but me, right?
Yeah.
So
Hey, Essa, are we connected to the YouTube now?
It's taking a while. Sorry, hold
Oh,
on.
okay.
Okay, we just connected.
We're good to go?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Thank you, everybody, for joining. This is Don. I'd like to call this meeting to order. I guess what is it? At 9:02 a.m. Um, just a couple of housekeeping rules before we start is because of this ongoing video Zoom meetings. Just like this, if you could ask you to mute yourselves and unmute yourself when you have a question or want to make a comment, just so to minimize the background noise. So I'd like to item 2 on the agenda is approval of minutes, the regular meeting minutes of August 13th.
Donna,
mhm.
Donna, make a motion.
Thanks, Mel.
Second.
Thanks, George. Um,
Mhm.
any discussion? The only question I had about this was it lists Darren as being present. Was he at? He wasn't at that meeting, huh?
Yeah, he connected on later.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. That's all I had. If nothing else, all in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.
Yay.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Sorry, Chair.
Um,
I'm going to abstain since I wasn't at the meeting. This
Okay,
is
very good. Thank
Starling.
you.
Thank you.
All right, moving along. Item 3A. Can I get a motion to approve the proposed 2021 qualified allocation plan for the low income housing tax credit program and authorize the executive director to approve the final 2021 qualified allocation plan for the low income housing tax credit program with no substantive amendments following a public hearing?
Motion.
Second.
Second. Mhm.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chair, members of the board. The subject for action requests the approval of the proposed 2021 Qualified Allocation Plan, also known as the QAP, for the Low-Income Housing Tax Credit Program, and to authorize the Executive Director to approve the final 2021 QAP with no substantive amendments following a public hearing. The Low-Income Housing Tax Credit Program was created by the Tax Reform Act in 1986 and is intended to encourage the construction or rehabilitation of low-income rental units. Section 42 of the Internal Revenue Code is the regulations that govern this program and requires that each state housing agency allocate low-income housing tax credits in accordance with a QAP. The QAP sets forth the criteria to evaluate and allocate tax credits to projects which best meet the housing needs of the state and preferences required by Section 42, and the procedure to monitor projects for compliance with the provisions of the LIHTC program. In accordance with Section 42, the QAP must go through a public hearing process. The proposed QAP is intended to be the allocation plan for the reservation and award of LIHTC for the 2021 calendar year. The Housing Finance Program Subcommittee is currently meeting on proposed changes to the 2022-2023 QAP. The revisions to the 2021 QAP is to amend the compliance section as required by the final regulations published in February of 2019 and later modified in July 2020. State housing agencies are required to amend the QAP by December 31st, 2020. The revisions to the QAP can be found on page 28 and 29 of Exhibit B. The first proposed change is a notification days for an audit of the project. Notification of an audit shall be given to the owner no more than 15 days prior to the audit. Previous regulations allowed for no more than 30 days. The IRS felt that 15 days was adequate notification for an owner. The second proposed change is the minimum number of low-income units to be inspected. The regulations require the inspection of the lesser of 20% of the low-income units in the project, rounded up to the nearest whole number, or the minimum sample size set forth in a sample size reference chart that can be found in the Code of Regulations. Since the final regulations require the lesser of 20% of the units or the sample size chart, the project owners will not experience an increase in the number of units that are currently being inspected, as HHFDC had been inspecting 20% of the units. The tentative timeline of events on page 2 of the for action is September 23rd, publish the notice of public hearing. October 23rd, conduct the public hearing. November 10th, recommend final approval of the QEP to the executive director. December 18th, applications available. And hopefully February 2021, applications will be due. And mid-July, June, possibly, or June, July, sorry, would be when we would hopefully present recommendations to the board. The recommendation is on page 2 of the for action, and staff is available for questions.
All right, thank you. Any questions? Anybody have any comments?
No.
No? So I had just one quick question. So if we pass this, then we don't have to, this is the last time it'll come in front of the board, right?
Correct.
Okay. I guess if there's no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Motion carried. All right, moving along to 3B, to approve resolution number 146, authorizing the issuance of Kulame multifamily tax exempt revenue bonds for the Hale Kalele project located in Honolulu, Oahu, TMK 123-012-019 portion of. Can I get a motion, please?
Motion.
No.
Second.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Second.
Yeah, me.
Oh, thanks, George. All right.
The subject for action requires authorization to issue Kulame multifamily bonds through the adoption of resolution number 146 for the benefit of the Halekalele project. The project will be a newly constructed 201 unit rental facility for family households at or below 30 and 60% area gross medium income on Oahu. Improvements consist of one 20-story concrete tower and a 5-story parking structure. The project is part of a larger development which includes a juvenile services center and shelter. The 200 residential units and one manager unit will be located on the 2nd through 20th floors. The juvenile services center and shelter will be located on the 1st and part of the 2nd floor and shall be owned by the state of Hawaii HHFDC and leased to the judiciary. On December 12, 2019, the HHFDC board approved an attended tax-exempt issuance of up to $49,574,388 from the Kulame Multifamily Bond Program and up to $3,620,779,000 in annual federal 4% LIHTC for 10 years and up to $3,620,779 annual state LIHTC for 5 years, and a rental housing revolving fund loan up to $24.5 million. The project structured the bonds as a private placement with Bank of Hawaii. The project expects bond issuance to fund over 50% of its anticipated basis, allowing for maximum of 4% LIHTC eligibility. As part of the bond process, the Tax Equity and Fiscal Responsibility Act requires HHFDC to conduct a public hearing addressing the issuance of tax-exempt bonds for affordable housing prior to the bond issuance. HHFDC conducted this hearing on Wednesday, March 25th, 2020, and did not receive any testimony. Documentation and due diligence are essentially complete. Staff recommends adoption of Resolution 146, which authorizes the issuance, sale, and delivery of the Kulame multifamily bonds to support the construction of the Halekalele project. Staff is available for questions, as well as Ms. Alana Pakela, Ms. Kathy nominate Mr. Elton Wong and Monica Mordesini of the project.
Thank you. Is there any questions?
Yeah, I just had some just general question. You know, I was just wondering, why is the building oriented toward east west instead of the Makamakai? You know, it seems to it was it could normally go east west. I was wondering why. Yeah.
Project. Let's see if I can.
This is Elton. It was, it's not necessarily a square building. It's Malcolm Mackay because we had to fit the parking in such a way that it it sort of separates between the two streets, Alder Street and Piikoi. So there's two accesses that don't mingle the judiciary with the residential. And there's a two-story judiciary which added space, and that sort of, there's a knuckle there on the Malka side of the property that was needed for that. So that was the reason why the design was such.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's just too bad they can't make it Makamaka. Okay.
Okay, thanks, George. Anybody else? No.
We don't have to. We don't have to have any zoning changes or anything. Yeah.
The 201H has already been approved for the project.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Anything else, George? If not, I guess call for the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Motion passes. Moving along to Section 3, Item C, to approve Resolution Number 147, authorizing the issuance of Hulume multifamily tax-exempt revenue bonds for the Kupuna 1 Apartments project located in Honolulu, Oahu, TMK 116007104.
Motion.
Thanks, Mel.
Gary, I'll
Second.
second.
Gary, thanks, Gary.
Good morning. The subject for action requests authorization to issue HMMF bonds through the adoption of resolution number 147 for the benefit of the Kupuna 1 Apartments project. The project is an existing 162 unit affordable rental facility that specifically targets 60% AMGI elderly households in Kalihi, Oahu. Project-based Section 8 rental subsidies support all residential units with a current expiration date of August 31st, 2037. Improvements consist of one 9-story residential tower constructed with reinforced concrete and CMU blocks. On February 13th, 2020, the HHFDC Board of Directors approved an intended tax-exempt issuance of up to $41 million from the HMMF bond program and up to $2.2 million in annual federal 4% tax credits for 10 years and up to $2.2 million in annual state 4% tax credits for 5 years. The bond and associated tax credits will support acquisition and rehabilitation of the project. Major rehabilitation work includes repiping, painting, roofing, flooring, cabinet, and appliance replacements. The project has structured the HMF bond as a private placement with JLL Capital Markets through Freddie Mac's Immediate Moderate Rehabilitation Tax Exempt Loan Program. The project expects the bond issuance to fund over 50% of the anticipated basis, allowing for maximization of the 4% tax credit eligibility. As part of the bond process, Tax Equity and Fiscal Responsibility Act requires HHFDC to conduct a public hearing addressing the issuance of tax-exempt bonds for the project. HHFDC conducted this hearing on Thursday, July 30th, 2020, and we did not receive any testimony. Documentation and due diligence are essentially complete. Staff recommends adoption of Resolution 147, which authorizes the issuance, sale, and delivery of HMF bonds to support the acquisition and rehabilitation of the project. And staff is available for questions, as well as I believe we have representatives from the project also online.
All right, thanks. Anybody have any questions?
Here, I got a question.
Hmm.
Yeah, you got listed as a contractor. The Solo General Services, is that a local general?
No, they're a mainland contractor, but their primary sub is I believe a local contractor. I don't have their name right now.
Oh, okay.
But the Sola is based out in the mainland. I believe they're actually out of Utah.
Utah, yeah. All right. Okay, just curious. Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, Mel. Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, Chair, this is Gary. Just a quick question. This shows the one bedroom rents at $1,900 a month. I know it was mentioned that all of the units are project-based Section 8 subsidized. So is that the HUD contract rent that's shown?
Yeah.
Okay.
So on the rent tables that I have, that's the HUD contract, the current HUD or the anticipated HUD contract rent when they close the bonds.
Okay, so tenants will pay no more than 30% of their adjusted gross?
Yes, of their income. So it's only, the tenants will only pay 30% of whatever their qualified income is. All the rest would be covered by the Section 8.
The subsidy. Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks, Gary. Any other questions? If not, all in favor?
Bye.
Any opposed? Thank you. All right, moving on to item 3D. Can I get a motion to approve a request from the developer to increase the low-income housing tax credit reservation for the Hale Kewalo project located in Honolulu, Oahu, TMK 123-007, 026, and 019?
So move.
Thank you, Carol. Thanks, Mel.
The subject for action requests an increase to the project's pre-existing 4% tax credit award. The project is a 128 affordable rental housing facility targeting 60%, 50%, and 30% AMGI family households in Honolulu, Oahu. 11-story residential tower that includes parking and commercial space. On March 10th, 2016, the HHFDC Board of Directors approved an intended tax-exempt issuance of up to $31,500,000 from the bond program and up to about $1.9 million in federal 4% tax credits for 10 years and about $940,000 in 4% state tax credits for 10 years. And there was also an approval of an RHRF loan of $10,600,000, which was subsequently increased by the board on May 11th, 2017 to up to $14 million due to project budget increases and lower tax credit equity pricing. On December 6, 2017, the HMMF bonds closed at $28,035,000 along with the rest of the project's financing. So the actual bonds issued was a little bit less than what was approved by the board. The awardee has completed and placed the project in service on May 14th, 2019, and currently the project is at full occupancy. On August 25th, 2020, the project submitted a request to increase the annual federal 4% tax credits to over 10 years to up to $1,980,591 from the $1.8 million, $1.9 million, and increase the annual state 4% tax credits over 10 years to 990,000 from about 940,000. The project's higher eligible basis qualifies it for the additional tax credits. The resulting additional equity shall fund additional reserve requirements coming from the low-income housing tax credit investor. It will eliminate the deferred developer fee, and it will do a small reduction in the RHRF loan balance. You can refer to Exhibit C for the table and a summary of the changes. Staff recommends approval for the project's request for additional tax credits, as both the eligible basis and layering analysis supports the increase with the additional proceeds going to qualified project uses. I'm available for questions, and I think we also have representatives from the project as well.
All right, thanks. Is there any questions? No? All right. If there's no questions, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Against? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you.
Thank
you.
Item 3E, to approve the realignment of grant of non-exclusive easement for easement number 22, Bureau of Conveyances file plan number 2052, affecting the Waihole Valley Agricultural Park and residential lots subdivision lot number 126, file plan number 2052, lot number 122, and a fee simple lot located in Waihole Valley, Ko'olaupoko, Oahu, TMK 148-008, 002, and 007. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Thanks, Mel.
Gary, second.
Oh, thanks, Gary.
Good morning, Mr. Chair and board members. This is Carrie Ann Ibarra from Development Support Section Chief. As part of leasing this lot, HHFDC on June 30, 2019, performed a site survey and staking. And on October 25th, 2019, we did a site visit and visited the existing easement entry and noted that it was blocked by infrastructure items, a street sign, a hydrant, and concrete posts. If you turn to Exhibit A of the for action, let me see if I can share my screen as well. So Exhibit A is the actual survey sketch from the surveyor. The lot 122 file plan 2052 is the legal description of HHFDC lot 126. Easement number 22 is located on the left side of the property, and this is Waihole Homestead Road. Fee simple owner is in the back of the property, and in the back of the lot. So if also, if you turn to the photos on Exhibit C, those were done from the site visit that we performed. In the middle photo, you can see that there is the red arrows show the existing easement 22 entry, which is you can see this sign and fire hydrant and the concrete post. So the proposed realignment will be to the right of this easement entry. Placement of the infrastructure items within the easement entry has resulted in disputes over the use and maintenance of the easement, as well as farming the areas around the easement between the burdened lot user and the benefited lot user. Staff believes that realignment of the existing easement and recording of the new easement is more feasible than removing and relocating the street sign, fire hydrant, and concrete posts. In addition, the realignment and recording should address any easement entry disputes. Recommendation is that HHFDC Board of Directors approve the following: realignment of easement number 22, file plan number 2052, recording of a new grant of non-exclusive easement, and authorizing the executive director to undertake all tasks necessary to effectuate the purposes of this for action. I just wanted to add that, you know, this property in the front, HHFDC lot 126, or the legal description, lot 122 of the file plan 2052, has been vacant for a really long time, and just recently was leased to an Act 330 lessee. So, you know, prior to this, the fee simple owner in the back here really didn't have any issues traversing to his property. Staff is available to answer any questions. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Does anyone have any questions?
No.
No, I just have one. So relocating the easement on the other side of the fire hydrant, is that, I mean, would that interfere with the current, anything that the current lessee is doing over on the property?
Well, in the photos, you can kind of see that there was a, let's see, that the home fee simple owner had kind of used this area anyway. So it's already being used as the entry. We just want to have it legal and proper, and so that there are no, you know, issues. And then that way he can actually, if he wanted to, use this little corner to plant whatever plants he wants to plant now.
Okay. All right, thanks. Is there any questions? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Thank you. Okay, so moving on to item 3F. So this has to do with the selecting and hiring of an executive assistant pursuant to section 201H-2B of the Hawaii Revised Statutes. And we're going to be taking this in executive session. The Board of the Hawaii Housing Finance and Development Corporation anticipates conveying an executive session pursuant to section 92-5A2 Hawaii Revised Statutes, HRS, to consider the hire of an officer or employee where consideration of matters affecting privacy will be involved. Section 92-5A4 HRS, to consult with the board's attorney on questions and issues pertaining to the board's powers, duties, privileges, immunities, and liabilities. So can I get a motion to go into executive session?
Motion.
I move. A second.
Thanks, Mel. Thanks, George.
Okay, hold on while I move you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Where am I? Okay, I think we're all back in regular session.
All right. Thanks, Essa. So Sandy, I can ask for the right, or should
Either way, you can.
okay. I'll just okay. So can I?
Wait, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say if I could get a motion to give the executive director the ability to hire a deputy director and offer it to Francis Reno with a start date to be worked out between them at a salary of our current rate of $139,320. Is that okay?
I move so. Yeah.
Thanks, George. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thanks, Mel. Any discussion?
Yep.
Nope. Okay. Well, right before I take, I just want to make a just mention that definitely a position that that we need to help support administration, and this person is well qualified, and I think will bring a wealth of experience. So if not, no comments. Can I? All of you in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any opposed? Hearing none. Okay, motion carried. Thank you, everybody.
Chair, board members, thank you so much for your tremendous support. This really means a lot to me and to HHFDC. Thank you so very much.
Okay, so item 4, overview from the executive director. Is there anything?
Yep. So by now, hopefully you all got some program material for our new rent relief program that was launched earlier this week. You should have a flyer and the link for our new website. It's $50 million right now for rent relief, with another $50 million hopefully on the way to expand it to back rent and mortgage payment. Catholic Charities Hawaii is now up and running. The first day of the launch, or I'm sorry, second day of the launch, I think they received close to 1,600 applications. Mind you, some of them are duplicates, and they already started cutting checks. So we are already helping the community with their rent. The other thing I have, any questions on the rent relief program?
Denise, I got a question. So, I appreciate the email you sent me. So that's basically the information people need to actually apply and follow up with Aloha United Way, Catholic Charities, to be able to see if they're eligible, or do we need any more information?
That's it. So everything, all the eligibility information should be on the website for the nonprofits. My recommendation at this time is to send folks to Catholic Charities because they have their online application ready and it's working and processing. Aloha United Way is still working on standing up their online application. But all the eligibility information is available on their website. Correct, as well as an application through Catholic Charities.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any further questions? Okay, next on my list was the rental housing revolving fund. The balance, we did discuss that in executive session at an earlier or last month's meeting. So I just want to say that we did receive clarity from BNF on that, and we should be okay with meeting our obligations for the rental housing revolving funds up to 2021, this time next year.
I'd like to ask a question, Chair.
Sure, go ahead, Gary.
Will there be rental, I guess my question is, will there be rental housing revolving fund monies available for the next round of competitive applications?
Yes, there will be.
Thank you.
Any further questions? I know there's a lot in there. Are there any other questions regarding our?
Yes, Chair, I have another question for the Executive Director. In looking at the QAP earlier in the agenda, I was looking at the qualified contract provision criteria, I guess, and I wanted to know if we have any other projects that have been funded with 9% credits that are in a position to exercise a qualified contract, or are we in a situation where all funded projects now, except for the Maui project, have waived their qualified contract?
That's a good question, Director Mackler, and we can look into it and report back next month.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions? If not, thank you very much, everyone. Really appreciate all your support.
Right.
Okay, wow, quick.
Is that it? So I guess if there's nothing else, then can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
All right.
Second.
Thanks, Mel.
Oh, sorry, who was the second?
Sure.
Oh, George.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, bye, Don. Bye.
Okay, George, behave now, dear.
Yeah.